So, next is polygenic inheritance in wheat. What is polygenic inheritance? We know that one gene controls one character. This is Mendelian principle. If one gene controls many characters, that is called pleiotropy. If more than one gene, a group of genes control one character, that is called polygenic interaction. So, such interaction has been studied in wheat by Nilsson in the year 1909 in wheat. The kernel color of wheat was example for polygenic inheritance. And what does the implications made by him? He found the kernel color red color grains, red color kernel. So, kernel refers to grains in wheat. Another variety, he found another variety which is white color, which produces white color kernels. These two are with the extreme character, one is red, one is white. And afterwards he found many other varieties in the middle, dark red or moderate red, pale red, like that. And whether all these characters, he found some 5 characters, 3 characters in the middle, 5 characters altogether. Whether 5 different genes are there for that. Whether it is 5 character in the sense, these are 5 expressions, but these are all only one character. What is one character? Color of kernel. The color of kernel is controlled by not only one character, because not by only one gene, because there is an implication that he found the red color kernel is controlled by the gene capital R1 and capital R2. This is red color, red kernel. Another, we are having R1, small r1, small r2. There are two genes. The red color is controlled by 2 genes, R1, R2, with 2 alleles each. 2 genes with 2 alleles each. So, 4 alleles are here. And in the same way, 2 genes, R1, one gene with 2 alleles. Here R2, one gene with 2 alleles. And this is white kernel. When it is crossed, this is red kernel, this one is white kernel. And here the gamete will be having R1 and R2. This is parent, this is gamete. Small r1, small r2, gamete. And apparently in the F1 generation we will get capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. This will be the combination, and here what will be the phenotypic expression? Since R1, R2, 2 genes are there out of 4. This is red kernel, dark red kernel, dark red. Since 4 dominant genes are there, dark red kernels are produced. Here 2 dominant genes are there. The color red is determined by 4 capital genes, and here only 2 capital genes are there. So, it will be intermediate red, that is moderate red. See, to understand this concept, Nielsen Haeckel stated that the red color is determined by gene R, capital R. If 4 R are there, the color of the kernel will be dark red. If 3 R, capital genes are there, that will be moderate red. If 2 R are there, just red, would say this as red, and only 1 R is there, it will produce pale red or pale red, and no capital R, then it will be white. So understand here, presence of 4 R will produce a dark red. If one capital R is reduced, the intensity of redness increases, so moderate red. If only 2 capital R are there, it comes to normal red condition. If only 1 R is there, the pale red condition. So from this we understand all these 4 all capital genes together produce a cumulative effect. It intensifies the color. So it is just red. It is just red and it is selfed. This is red. It is selfed. Capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. If these are F1 or self, we would get 4 types of gamete. We know how the F2 generation will have we'll see how they are making random fusion. Let's think about this is male and this is female. R1, capital R1, capital R2, a chance, a gamete, capital R1, capital R2, and this is another capital R1, small r2, then small r1, capital R1, R2, small r1, small r2. So 4 types of gamete. The same way, that too, capital R1, capital R2, capital R1, small r2, then small r1, capital R2, and small r1, small r2. So these are the 4 types of gamete. We will see how they are making capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2. This is one type. And another capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, small r2. See the number of genes in that. Capital R1, small r1, capital R2, capital R2. And the next, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. Then next row, next locus, capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, small r2, capital R1, small r2, small r2. Then third, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. Then fourth one in this row, capital R1, small r1, small r2, small r2. Third row, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, capital R2, capital R2. Then capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. The third, capital R1, small r1, small r1, capital R2, capital R2. Then last in this, small r1, capital R2, small r2. Next, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2, capital R1, small r1, small r2, small r2, small r1, capital R2, small r2, small r1, small r1, small r2, small r2. See, we find the capital R in different number. If you make the effect, how R, capital R makes an effect, we will see this. See this as a 4 capital, this will be dark red. 3 genes, 4 genes here, 3 genes, these 3 genes, 3 dominant gene, here are 3 dominant genes, here are 3 dominant genes. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 dominant genes are found in this, so they will be producing the moderate rate. And see here, 2 dominant gene, this 2 dominant gene, here 2 dominant genes, and here 2 dominant gene, here 2 dominant gene, 2 dominant gene, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these 6. 6, 2, and these 4, 3 dominant genes, and these 3, 2 dominant genes, this one, and this one, 2 dominant genes, 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 2 dominant genes. These are 2 dominant genes, these are 2 dominant genes, these are 2 dominant genes. Here there are 2 dominant genes, or 4. This will be having, and only 1 dominant genes. This one, 1, and here 1, and this one, 4 is having only 1 dominant gene, 1 dominant gene, and at last only one dominant gene. So from this we understand 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. 1, this one is dark red. 4, these two, 4. This is moderate red. The 6, 4 here, 1 here. 6 red. This is dark red. This is moderate red. This is red. This is this 4 here. These 4 produce pale red, and no dominant gene is there, so it produces white. If we implicate this number, we will get a bell shaped curve. We know first one, this is 1, and next 4, next 6, another 4, the next one. See, totally 6 phenotypic expression because of the cumulative effect of genes. You see this one, first one, it has dark red. This is a dark red. This has 4 R's. This has 2 R's. 3 or 3 or 2 or 1, like this. If you take, this is 4 R's thick red and 4, 3 moderate red, 3 genes, and 6 only 2 or 2. Here only two dominant genes are there, only one dominant gene is there here with us 4 individuals, and no dominant gene is there here in this. So no dominant gene, so it is no dominant gene. This is white, this is red, that is light red or pale red, pale red. This is red, this is moderate red, moderate red, and this one is thick red, or it's a dark red, dark red. Here we should understand one implication. The capital R, the gene capital R determines the color of the kernel. These are all associated with the color of the kernel. In this, when 4 genes are there, 4 dominants capital R are there, the color of the grain will be red. If 3 capital R and only 1 small r are there, the color will be reduced to the next level. Only 2 capital genes, 2 receive half of the color will be there. Only 1 is there, pale red, and if no capital gene is there at last, as we have mentioned in the last, and it will be white. So the cumulative effect of capital R is depending upon the number of gene present in an individual. More number of capital genes are there, there will be more effect, more color. If there is less number, the color will be going on decreasing. If no capital R is there, the color is not found in the grain. So in that way we will get ultimately 6 is the common number, that is a common wheat with as we said here, 6 is the common wheat, and with the thick red and dark red, pale red, these are all uncommon, but these all colored wheats are found in the market. That will be, the color will be depending upon the presence of the capital R. Nissen Hale in the year 1909 studied this, as I said earlier. He said in this 2 genes are involving. Two genes are involving in this. Afterwards, he also studied in detail and found that the 3 genes are involving, 3 genes are involving in the determination of color of kernel, and they are capital A, capital B, capital B, capital C, capital C. The 3 dominant genes, and these are allelic. Each one is having 2 alleles, and this is a dark kernel, and its recessive form small a, small b, small b, small c, small c. This is white kernel. If this is a parental combination, parental form, if a gamete is produced, we will have capital A, capital B, capital C, and here we will have small a, small b, small c in a cross. And in the F1 generation, we will have capital A, capital B, small b, capital C, small c. This is intermediate color. If tribrid cross involves, there will be 8 gametes, types of gametes in a tribrid cross. This is actually a tribrid cross. Since 3 genes are involving in this, this is considered as tri-hybrid cross. This is a tribrid cross. So 8 gametes will be produced and 64 individuals, offsprings will be produced in the F2 generation, in which he found 63 were colored and 1 is white, colored and 1 white. This was his finding. This is the second result, and he made a cross. If in this 63 are colored and many shaded, and only one wheat. He found 7 type of wheat varieties. In which 20, 15 of another variety, 6 of another variety, 1. See, one is dark red, another is moderate dark red, another one is moderate red. The 20 is a red, pale red, it's a pale red. 15 or pale red and a light red, or 6 or light red, and 1 is white. So in the tribal cross he would observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 7, only 1 is a colorless grain, and 6 varieties are having the red color in different shades. One is dark red, another is moderate red, another is moderate or dark red, another is moderate red, another one is red, pale red, light red, and these are all the intensity. Depending upon the intensity of this dominant gene, the color is going on increasing. When the dominant genes are decreasing, the number is going on decreasing. If no dominant gene is found, then there will be no color in the grain will be white in color. So the color of grains or kernel color in wheat is determined by the dominant gene, either capital R like that, or AB in the tribal cross, capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, capital C, like this. So, so far we have talked about intragenic inheritance, in which dominant epistasis was studied. Afterwards, polygenic inheritance. In polygenic inheritance, many genes are controlling single character. In epistasis, an allelic dominant gene controls or masks the effect of another dominant gene. So these were the 2 things we studied today.